Hello and welcome to our quick and dirty introduction to feminist critique. Today we're going to define the terms of feminist theory and define the goals of a feminist literary critique. We'll save applying feminist critique to media images for live class. So what comes to mind when you think of feminism? Is it a dirty word or is it something more positive? Feminism's definition is simply the advocacy of women's rights on the grounds of political, social, and economic equality to men. So why all of the negative attitude towards it? Well, some of it comes from the term gender roles. And gender is a set of qualities and behaviors expected of women and men in society. What I have here is some stereotypical expectations of boys and girls as seen through the toys that are marketed to each gender when they're young. If you think this is too stereotypical, shopping in any local Target or Walmart, go down the toy aisle and you will see a very distinction between boys and girls toys. So what does that mean? It means that gender isn't biological per se, but that gender roles are socially constructed. It means you learn how to be a boy and a girl from your parents and from society. Sexism is another term you'll come across when doing feminist critique. Sexism means prejudice or action based on sex, especially discrimination against women, behavior, conditions, or attitudes that foster stereotypes of social roles based on sex. I've given you an example of a very old advertisement of a man spanking his wife for not getting the right kind of coffee. These ads aren't very typical now, but sexism still rears its ugly head in our advertising. Take a moment and think if you can think of a moment where you've seen sexism in advertising. Well, let me give you some. Sexual objectification. This refers to the practice regarding or treating another as an object or an instrument towards one's sexual pleasure. Treating another as an object of gratification or a commodity, or as an object to use with no regard for the person's personality. This can go both ways. You can sexually objectify men and you can sexually objectify women. These two examples here show women just as sexual objects. We don't know anything about their personality, nor does it seem to matter. The term patriarchy refers to the system of male authority which oppresses women through its social, political, and economic institutions. Rewards this authority within and outside the home. So we have these old shows like Father's Knows Best, or where the man is always the boss. Oppression simply means experience of sexism as a means of domination in the feminist critique. So this is when sexism actually hurts or inhibits a woman from achieving. Feminist literary criticism. What you need to know is that language is a system of hierarchical dichotomies. Say that 5 times fast. A division or contrast between two things that are represented as being opposite or entirely different. So here are some hierarchical dichotomies. We have privileged and oppressed. We have the dichotomy as white and black. We usually think of white as good and black as bad. True is good, false is bad. Love is good, hate is bad, man is good, woman is bad, strong is good, weak is bad is good, bad is bad. So you can see we oftentimes label things in terms of exact opposites, where one of those things is the positive and one of those things is the negative. So what we do is the objective is to expose these privileged hierarchical dichotomies and to change them. Some questions you need to ask when reading and doing a feminist critique is, how is the relationship between men and women portrayed? What are the power relationships between men and women, or characters assuming male and female roles? How are male and female roles defined? What constitutes masculinity and femininity? How do characters embody these traits? Do characters take on traits from opposite genders, and how so? And how does that change others' reactions to them? So for instance, if a woman takes on manly characteristics, does she get treated better? What does the work reveal about the operations, economically, politically, socially, or psychologically, of patriarchy? What does the work imply about the possibilities of sisterhood as a mode for resisting patriarchy? So can women band together in the novel and overcome the oppression? What does the work say about women's creativity? How does the history of the work's reception by the public and the critics tell us about the operation of patriarchy? So maybe if it's a book about women and it was not well received by its audience, does that say something about the oppression of women? And then what role the work plays in terms of women's literary history and literary tradition? So I'm going to give you a really quick and easy example of feminist critique when we look at Disney princesses. Here we have, I'll start over here at the right, Pretty Girl. This is Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. Pretty girls don't even need to be alive to get some hot princely action. Jasmine, as a woman, your political worth is reduced to your marriageability. Remember, she was supposed to be married off to someone until good old Aladdin came by. Belle, appearances don't matter. What counts is what's in your heart, unless you're a girl. It's hard to think of a story where the ugly girl gets the hot guy, whereas Belle is the pretty girl gets the beastly man. Cinderella, if you're beautiful enough, you may be able to escape your terrible living conditions by getting a wealthy man to fall for you. The only way a woman can escape is through a man. Ariel, it's okay to abandon your family, drastically change your body, and give up your strongest talent in order to get your man. Once he sees your pretty face, only a witch's spell could draw his eyes away from you. And Snow White, at first it may seem terrible being so beautiful that other women get jealous enough to try to kill you, but don't worry, once your beauty attracts a man, he'll protect you. So what these criticisms are saying of the Disney princesses is that they don't provide a very good role model for strong female figures. You could obviously argue the opposite way, but this is the kind of a more simplistic version of what a feminist critique might look like. I'll see you in live class for more on feminist criticism.